All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So couple things. The main thing that we're gonna do today is discuss equipment and give you some examples and talk about what you need and what you don't need, all of those sorts of things. Just a couple of pieces of information. Don't delay on getting your doctor's things completed. If you have not already scheduled the a doctor's visit to go get that form filled out that you have to have filled out in order to go, please don't delay on that, because that's a really important piece that they have to have. They just want to make sure that all of their T's are crossed and I's are dotted so that everybody can come and safely participate. So make sure you've done that. Also, there are some of you, specifically the adults, that have to do some trainings and background check types of things. Those are really important. Just so you know, they are required by law to have anybody 18 and older take a sexual abuse training course. That is, unfortunately, someone like Wyatt, who's 18 and still in the youth group, even has to take that. And I'm sorry about that. I wish I could, I don't think we're going to have any issues here, but they have to have that by law. So that's the reason for that. So also just try to get that back to them as quickly as possible. If you have any questions as far as some of that stuff goes, ask me. I will try to get your answer as quickly as I possibly can. So I have, well, first of all, any questions about any of that?
Sexual abuse?
Yes, Jessica.
Okay, so I looked at that website from the email you sent out, and I saw the sex abuse training, but I did not see anything about a background check. Do we just need to go do that anywhere?
No, I think that let me find that out. I assume that's the case for everybody. It may be. Let me do some checking on that. I'm going to make a note and check on that right now. Did anybody else have a different experience and actually get something about a background check? Okay. All right. The other thing is, some of you have already paid in full, which is awesome. Some of you are paying month by month, which is also fantastic. The April payment is due, and if you haven't already paid that, please get that to me as soon as possible. And then the May one will be coming as well. So I will remind you of that. If you have any concerns or needs as far as money goes, please let me know. We're going to talk about some stuff today that's going to cost some money. Just is. So if you get to a point where you're going, Kevin, this is expensive, I need some help, please let me know. There are people out there, I promise you. We've got a little bit of money in our budget even that can help offset some financial stuff if you need it. If you don't, great. We've also got people that I know would be more than willing to help out as far as equipment goes or anything, or just the fee for coming. So just keep that in mind. We don't want money to be an issue, and I know that Trek is probably beyond Honduras. This is the most expensive thing that we do. So anyway, just want to put that at the forefront of your mind. Now, let's talk about equipment. Now, just some general rules about equipment that you need to know. You can spend a ton of money on outdoor equipment, or you can spend very little money on backpacking equipment. All right. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna. Hold on. Someone's not muted. There we go. Jody and Rex, y'all are feeding back. So could y'all both mute yourself?
I did. I just turned it off.
It's not.
Yeah. I got Jody feeding back over here. All right, maybe that'll Maybe that'll be better. All right. Nope.
How do you see all this out?
All right. I just kicked Jody off, so if she wants to get back on, she can. You can spend a lot of money or you can spend a little bit of money. The thing that you need to know is that there are lots of places that you can go find things that you need and not spend very much money. One of those places is Goodwill. Goodwill is a really good place to go and look for clothing specifically. Sometimes you can find some stuff there. Sometimes you can't. It's kind of one of those hit or miss things. I will tell you that the Goodwill that's in the Woodlands, great place. They got lots of high-end stuff there. And so just kind of look around for that kind of stuff. The other thing is you can look on Facebook Marketplace for things. A lot of people are selling stuff. So check out Facebook Marketplace. Or if you know people that have been on a backpacking trip, see what you can borrow. A lot of times people have things that they will allow you to borrow as long as you bring it back in safe condition type of thing. So just kind of keep that in mind. So we're going to go through and I'm going to talk specifically about some stuff that you need, some stuff that you don't need, those sorts of things. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and let you see some stuff. So first of all, we're going to look at this is the in your handbook. So I'm going to scroll up here. This is the student handbook. Okay. So everybody has one of these. It's in the email that I just sent out today. It's got a lot of information here. If you have not read through this, I encourage you to do so. Right here, what does Trek provide? So they're going to provide a backpack. You're welcome to go buy a backpack. It's unnecessary. They have got very good relationships with vendors that are providing them very good products. And so you don't need a backpack. They will provide one for you. If you have one, you are more than welcome to bring it. In fact, you're welcome to bring your backpack and determine whenever you get to Wilderness Trek whether or not you want to use that backpack, or if you want to use something else. You will use one of theirs, for example. Just kind of keep that in mind. Group shelter, so tents, they're going to provide that. Foam sleeping pads. This is typically going to be that blue, very thin sleeping pad. They're not going to have something that's as nice as what I'm going to show you. You're welcome to use their foam pads. They are fine. Lots of people for lots of years have slept on a foam pad. And so, those are available for you to use. By the way, I cannot see all of you because I'm sharing my screen. So if you have any questions before I get somewhere else, just pop on and we will, interrupt me. Sleeping bags. They're going to provide you a sleeping bag. If you don't want to use someone else's sleeping bag, I'm going to show you one today that's a great option. Stoves and fuel, so stuff to cook with, they're going to provide. Right here it says they're going to provide cookware, personal eating dishes, and utensils. We're going to come back to that as well. So I'm going to give you some options. Food. You don't have to bring any food. Okay, they are going to have all the food that you need, but we're going to come back to that as well. Cord materials for bear hangs. We can't leave food on the ground, so you put it up in a tree. Bobo bags. These are stuff to go potty with. They bring all of that. And then curriculum experiencer bring that. Now, things to not bring. Don't bring knives, weapons, explosives, electronics, tobacco products, vapor, smoking devices, alcohol, drugs, firearms. Okay, we're going to just move on. I think we're good with all that. Any questions about anything before we continue? All right. I Someone there? Someone got a question? Nobody? Okay. Now we're going to move on here, and I think I'm going to do this screen share a little bit different. We'll see how this works. Okay, so start off with clothing. So t-shirts. Basically, you're going to need some sort of a shirt, all right? So when it comes to shirts, I like to tell people there's lots of different ways you can go with this. My encouragement is to buy things or take things that have moisture wicking capabilities, okay? So things like dry fits are fantastic. Again, we are on the trail. Do not go spend tons and tons of money. Dry fits are all over at Goodwill, okay? They're all over. You can spend very little money, and nobody cares what you look like on the trail, okay? I will show you what I like to bring. I like this type of shirt, right? Like a fishing type of shirt, Magellan or Columbia or something like this. The reason I like that is because, again, it's moisture wicking, and I feel like it's a little more substantial shirt. That's just what I like. I will tell you this. I have done a lot of backpacking with scrubs for a shirt. Scrubs are actually great. They're very sturdy and durable. They're not going to stick to you like cotton is. So if you find scrubs, or if you have scrubs laying around, scrubs are great. I've got lots of pictures of me in scrubs hiking up the trail. But anything moisture wicking, okay? So the other thing on the trail is you don't need a lot of things. I will have that shirt, and I will have one more shirt like it. That's all I'm going to have. One of the things you have to remember on the trail is everything you have to carry, and everything you carry weighs something. Okay. So the more of something you take, the more your backpack is going to weigh. Okay. So you just have to be careful about how much stuff you're putting in your pack. It is very not normal for us to wear the same thing for 5 or 6 days. It's not normal for us, but you're not going to be taking a shower. So what's it going to really matter anyway? Right. There have been plenty of treks that I've taken an extra change of clothes, a full change of clothes, and the only thing I've ever changed is my socks. Okay, that's more than once that's happened with me. So you will need some sort of shirt. I would get at least 2, and short sleeve. We're talking short sleeve. We'll come to long sleeve here in just a minute. All right, let's look here at what is next. The next thing on the list says shorts. All right. It says bring at least 2 pair, 1 longer for wearing a harness, 2 on the trail. At least 1 could be used for swimming. So my favorite thing to wear on the trail is a pair of pants like this that has a zip off at the knee. The thing that's nice about that is it can become shorts if you need to, and pants if you need to. So all of a sudden, you're not bringing 2 pair of something, right? So you've just got the one you're wearing and one other for a backup. So that way, if something gets wet, there may be times when we're crossing a creek, we may get wet, okay? Not a big deal. You got to change of clothes. The other one will dry out, and then you can change back into it if you need to. These specifically, I got at Gander Mountain, now Camping World. But honestly, a really good place to find this kind of stuff. Sometimes you can find this kind of stuff at Goodwill. A lot of times, a good place to find it is Academy, those types of places. Walmart even sometimes has them. What you're looking for is a fishing type of pant, a hiking type of pant, those sorts of things. I think these were about $20 a piece. Okay. So again, you're wanting something that's lightweight, something that is going to dry quickly, those sorts of things. Now, I've had people with me that backpack in jeans. I don't recommend it. Lots of reasons. There's this thing called chafing. You don't want to do that whenever you're on the trail. Jeans will exacerbate that problem. I'll just say it that way. So something lightweight like that would be my go-to. Some people like to bring like some athletic shorts or something like that with them, just so whenever we get to our campsite, they can get out of those pants if they want to. One thing I will tell you is that we are going to be in the mountains, and while it's going to be 95 degrees and 95% humidity here in Houston, it very likely could be down in the 30s or 40s at night whenever we get to the campsite. It's just hard to know. Sometimes it's very cold, sometimes it's not. But honestly, there have been very few times whenever I wished I had shorts on the trail. Very few times. Most of the times I'm just comfortable and just fine in my pants. So like I said, that's where you can find that kind of stuff. Any questions about shirts or pants or shorts? All right. Next thing up on the list here is underwear. Okay, so really quickly on underwear. Again, bring 1 or 2 extra pair. My main thing is bring stuff that's going to be dry fit, that's going to dry quickly. Okay. Guys, I know that lots of times you like to wear boxers. That's fine. Honestly, boxer briefs are some of the best things to wear on the trail. They may not be your favorite thing, but again, when we talk about chafing and those sorts of things, those are really, really good to wear. Ladies, again, stuff that's going to dry quickly in case you get wet, that would be best. I specifically recommend sports bras while you're on the trail, because again, you want to be comfortable, you want to be able to move, those sorts of things, right? All right, let's talk about socks for a minute. That's the next thing on the list. Right here it says wool, not cotton. Okay, now you may be thinking wool doesn't sound very fun whenever you're hiking. However, wool has come a whole long way since you probably used wool for clothing. So merino wool specifically is what I suggest. So if you go here to Amazon and type in merino wool socks, you're going to come up with a few different things. So this is a really good option. Something like this here. It's not very expensive. Some of this merino wool is very, very expensive. But one of the things you need to know about merino wool is that it is going to keep you warm if you are cold, and it is going to not be hot if it is warm. The other thing is that this dries very quickly, but more than that, they will keep your feet from blistering and keep your feet from getting too cold if it gets wet. So you can still hike in this type of thing if your feet get a little bit wet. Okay, now if it gets too wet, then you'll want to change socks, obviously, which we would take time to do that. But if they do get wet, something like this is going to be a really, really good option for you. Now, sometimes you can find some options that have more pairs in them. Most of these are going to have 3 or 4 pair. But sometimes you can get into some packages that have more. If you want to, you can go in with someone and share the cost. Buy one package and share the cost on that. So just make sure that you have something that's wool. I'll tell you, I've got a lot of different ones. I sometimes like these that are not a full, a tall sock, but they're also not a short sock. They're a little bit taller, especially if you have high tops for shoes. But these are wool. They're a little bit thicker, and but they're still really comfortable. I could wear these in Houston and be comfortable because they're just really, really good. Okay. Any questions about socks or underwear? All right. Next thing on the list is bandanas and rain gear. Okay. Let's talk about bandanas for just a minute. I typically don't take but one bandana. I use it for various things. I use it to keep sun off my neck. And I've used it for cleaning things before. It's one of those things that can be used for lots of different things. I've washed my face with it. It can be used for a lot of different things. Okay. So a bandana is good to have. Bandanas are super cheap too. So it would be worth bringing one. Now, rain gear, you need to have rain gear. Okay. It says that they do provide rain ponchos if they are needed. I'll tell you that honestly, ponchos are not the best. They're difficult whenever you're trying to carry a pack, and they're big, bulky. A lot of times they're heavier than what you want to bring. Do not, and I repeat, do not bring those emergency ponchos that are $1 from Walmart. Those are pieces of junk. They're great in a pinch. We don't need something like that in a pinch. We are probably going to run into rain at some point. I would advise you to go get a decent rain jacket. You can get one of those at Academy. And again, this is something you can spend as much or as little as you want to. I've got a rain jacket that cost $100. It's a Marmot brand. Marmot's a very good brand, and you can spend $300 on a rain jacket if you want to. But my advice is to do something more like this if you don't already have one. Let's go back over to Amazon. I'll show you. This is just a regular rain jacket. Nothing special about it. It is a pullover. It is not a full zip up, but look at this. Depending on what size you get, it's cheap, 22 to 25 bucks. And the ratings on it, really good ratings, lots of ratings on it. The other thing that's nice about it, if you see here, it folds down into itself. Okay, I've got one like this. So you can see here, it folds basically into one of its own pockets. And so it's just 7 inches by 7 inches. It's lightweight. It is going to do everything that you need to do. You can measure what size you need, order it. Here's the other thing. My suggestion is to order something sooner than later, because you can send it back if you're going to order it. Get the size you need, right? So there's other options like this. This is one of the cheapest ones I found. This brand is this Easy Run. So if you want to kind of write that down, Easy Run, visit the Easy Run store. So it's just an option for a rain jacket. Now, some people like to bring rain pants as well. I don't. You're welcome to if you want to, but again, if you bring the right kind of pants, they're going to dry out quickly, and you've got another pair, put another pair on, you'll be good. Okay. Any questions about rain gear?
Does it need to be a pullover rain jacket, or can it be the full zip?
Mine is a full zip. I
Okay.
prefer a full zip. I showed you that one simply because it's inexpensive.
Okay.
You know, like I said, mine was over $100. Those are 20 to 25 bucks.
Okay.
You know, you can find a lot of really good options at Academy. In fact, they've got some, if you don't look in the Columbia section specifically, they've got some in their, like in the aisles that are small. They fold up into a pouch. I think I've got one actually. This is a Coleman brand, and it just folds up into a pouch, and
Okay.
you
Does
use
it have
something
to
like
fold
this,
into a
right?
pouch, or you're just wanting it, or you're saying that's the best option?
Doesn't have to.
Okay.
It's just folds down really nicely. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Release. Okay. Thank you.
Again, I would also look at Goodwill for a rain jacket, because a lot of times you can find something there. You just want something that's going to keep you dry if a shower comes, for sure. Oh man, one year we had hail, and you know, my philosophy is rain yes, hail no. Okay, that's how I say that typically. because hail's horrible. There's nowhere to get away from it out there. What most of us did was we like hunkered down and put our packs on top of us. It looked like little turtles all over the place. But yeah, we're probably going to encounter some rain at some point. So, all right. Any other questions as far as that goes? All right, let's go back and see what the next thing is on the list. Next thing, swimsuit. I will probably bring a swimsuit mainly for our whitewater rafting. That's what I'm going to bring a swimsuit for. I'm not going to bring a swimsuit on the trail. Again, we've got things that are going to dry out if we get wet, and we're probably not going to be going. By the way, no, sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. We're probably not going swimming while we're on the trail. It's just not going to happen, right? The water's going to be freezing cold. You're not going to want to get in it. And so probably don't need it, but you probably will need it for when we go whitewater rafting. So this does not have to be anything special. Just bring your regular swimsuit, okay? All right, let's talk about boots for a minute. My suggestion is that if you do not have hiking shoes or hiking boots, that you go get some now, like this week, and start wearing them. Wear them as often as you possibly can, because if you don't, the likelihood of you getting blisters is severe. And the last thing you want while you're walking around on trek, because you don't have a way to not walk around on trek, is to have blisters. Okay. So get a shoe that's comfortable and get a shoe that you don't mind wearing around, because you need to start wearing them now. What do you need? That's a really good question. You could, I think the absolute best thing you could get is a high top that's waterproof. A high top that's waterproof, because again, we're hiking around. You may not ever want to wear high tops. I don't prefer high tops. Those are things from the 90s, right? 80s and 90s. I don't want to wear high tops, but they're really good for your ankles. Whenever you're hiking around, if you step on a rock wrong, say that 5 times fast. You step on a rock wrong, then it's going to be tough, right? And so my suggestion is the best thing you can get is a waterproof high top. Now, anytime you go waterproof, they're going to be more expensive. There are waterproofing things that you can buy. You can buy a can of waterproofing stuff at Walmart, and you just spray it down and do 3 or 4 applications of that, and it will keep your feet dry if you step in a little bit of water. If you want to go with a low top, that's fine. My suggestion is don't come in your tennis shoes. Now, if you have a trail running shoe, some sort of trail rated shoe, I'm fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. You just need to know that whatever it is, it needs to be broken in well. Okay. Please don't come in your basketball shoes that have no traction on the bottom of them. You will be miserable, and there's nothing we can do about it. So get a good pair of hiking boots. Again, go to Academy. It's a good place to start looking. And anything with a Vibram sole is fantastic. Vibram soles are very, very good. Okay. Vibram is the kind of sole that Chaco puts on their Chacos. Lots of things like Columbia has some good shoes. Merrell is a really good brand. Merrell is a really good brand for hiking shoes, those sorts of things. Again, waterproof is great. If you want to spend the extra money, great. I would say of all the things to spend money on, this is where you spend money. This is where you spend the money. Get something, because again, the thing that's going to keep you from falling, the thing that's going to keep you walking whenever it hurts, is a good pair of shoes. Get a good pair of shoes and break them in. I cannot stress that enough. Start walking in them. If you don't want to wear them to school, if you don't want to wear them wherever, just go walking every night. Go walk for a mile in them. Run in them if you want to. Do whatever you got to do. Just break them in. Okay? Questions about that? I know this may be an important topic. Any questions? Okay. We will move on. Let's see what else is next on the list. All right, lightweight jacket or long sleeve shirt. There's a couple of different ways you can go with this. Honestly, depending on how heavy it is, it would be great to bring a hoodie. Hoodies are great whenever it comes to being around the campsite.
I wear upper too.
So, you know,
So, yeah,
something like that is
Okay.
fantastic. I've got another option I will show you here. Let's see what it is. Yeah, something like this would be great. This is just Amazon Essentials, lightweight performance. This is like a base layer shirt, okay? There's nothing special about it. It's just a shirt. It's probably going to be very, I mean, over here you can tell that it's 36 polyester, 30 rayon, acrylic, spandex. There's no cotton in this. But something like this, once you start layering, you put this on, you put a shirt on top of it, you put a jacket on, especially if you've got like a hoodie or something like that, you're going to start staying warm whenever it comes to stuff like that. Okay. So, you do need some sort of long sleeve to keep you warm. Okay. Any questions on long sleeve shirt? All right. Next thing. All right. A warmer jacket. Honestly, whenever it comes to this, if you've got a fleece jacket, I would bring a fleece jacket. Again, this could be where you double up on just bringing that hoodie. A hoodie can work for both things. So a warmer jacket, just in case the temperatures get low. Again, you can put more clothing on as long as you've got it. If you don't have it, you need something fleece. That would be really helpful, or a hoodie. Again, if you bring a hoodie and a fleece jacket, that's a lot of space in your pack. So just kind of keep that in mind. I also would encourage you to bring some sort of a toboggan, beanie, whatever you want to call it, something for your head, and not just a cap. Something that is warm to put on your head. It will be cold at night, and for me specifically, I'll tell you, most nights I know that I'm bald, so that's different than most people. But I wear a toboggan to sleep in most nights because it does get cold. So just kind of keep that in mind. Long pants, we have talked about pants already. Base layer, again, we talked about base layers. You'll want to have some sort of base layers on. Okay. Should you bring base layer pants? I think, yeah, if you can find some base layer pants as well, something that is moisture wicking, again, you can get those on Amazon. But for some of this stuff, just go to Academy. Walmart even has this kind of stuff. Just don't bring cotton. Whatever it is, don't bring cotton. Okay. All right. Any questions so far?
When you talk about base layer, is that in addition to the other stuff that's already listed?
Yeah, so you want something close to your body when it gets cold. So a base
Okay.
layer is going to be something tight, close to your body that wicks moisture. And then you'll put a t-shirt or some sort of, like I talked about, a dry fit shirt of some sort. You're going to want that on top of it. And then you can put a hoodie on top of that, or you can put a fleece jacket on top of that. Okay.
Okay.
So layering is the point there.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Other questions? All right, we're gonna run through. I'm just gonna look at all these things, and we're gonna run through a bunch of stuff. So, other gear: water bottles, toiletries, pillows, flashlight, sunglasses, sunscreen, Bible and notebook, medications, day pack, snacks, buff or a face mask, shoes or sandals. Okay, let's just run through some of these things, and we'll come back and hit what we miss. Okay. Let's look at some options here on Amazon. Okay, you're going to need some sort of a water bottle. All right. I highly suggest something like this, Nalgene, or a Camelback. Right. It depends on what kind of mouth you want on a drink. This is going to be a smaller mouth bottle. This Nalgene is going to have a wider mouth on it. Okay. So just to kind of give you an idea why those. Okay. So I've got one of each. I will probably bring one of each because you need two of them. And you can bring the same one. You can bring different ones. There's tons of different brands out there. Honestly, Nalgene's about $10 a piece. Ozark Trail has these as well at Walmart. Okay. You want it to be a plastic, not a double layer metal, something to keep your stuff cold. You don't want that. Why? It's heavy. And if it drops, you're just going to dent it. This is just going to bounce if you drop it. On top of that, there ain't nothing to keep cold, right? You're going to be drinking water, and it's going to be room temperature unless you get it right out of the creek. And, we'll go with that. So just something like this. Another reason to go with the Nalgene specifically, this mouth fits perfectly on my pump that is a filter for the river. Okay. So wherever we're getting water from, there's two ways to keep your water safe to drink. One of them is to put iodine drops in it. That'll fix the problem of all of the bacteria that is in there from bears peeing in the river, right? So it kills all that junk. Or you can use my filter. My filter tastes a lot better. Okay. But my filter fits directly on one of these. If you get another brand, it also fits on the Camelback. If you get another brand, it may not fit, which is fine. We can use one of these and pour it into something else. Okay. But get what you want. By the way, this one's super cool because that's a light and the batteries are dead, but it turns this thing into a lantern, which is super cool. One of my cool finds over the years. All right. Let's see what else I got here on Amazon. Here we go. All right. It says that they are going to provide some sort of eating ware. Maybe they are. I don't know what that is because I've not seen what it is. I will tell you right now, I prefer squishy bowls. This is a squishy bowl. They're about $15 depending on what color you get. Let me show you a squishy bowl. This is why it's called a squishy bowl. Because I can take this thing and I can wad it up and I can shove it wherever I want to. And then it pops right back to its original size. Okay. Here's the other thing. This is your only eating. This is what you eat out of all the time, right? No matter what you have, no matter what meal it is, this is what you eat out of. This thing also flips inside out really easily. You can clean it really easily with your tongue. Okay. So I love these things. This is just a small, they call this a cup, right? You can put lots of things in it. I may or may not even bring this one, but it comes in a set. I will tell you, you can also bring a cup like this if you want, just a plastic cup. This is super lightweight. It does not squish down though. So, it's fine. It works. Lots of times, I mean, you can just drink out of your Nalgene bottle if you want to. That's not a big deal. But there are going to be times whenever they're probably going to have like hot chocolate available. You might not want to put that in your Nalgene. I only put water in my Nalgene, okay? So you may not want to do that, but you got something like this. The other thing, whenever it comes to water, I'm going to carry a Camelback. I just use the bladder only. I don't have the pack and everything. It's just the bladder for a Camelback that has the tube that I can drink while I'm going down the trail. Those are great. Probably the packs that they have are going to have a slot for your Camelback. So if you want to buy a Camelback that is specifically a water bladder, mine holds 3 liters, I think. So I can carry 3 liters of water in that and another couple of liters in this. So I can have a lot of water with me But again, you got to carry it. You know, it's weight. Water is weight. So let's see. Also, you'll need an eating utensil. They say they're going to provide it. That's fine. I want my own. This is a spork. All right. Light My Fire is the brand. I will show you. These things are super cheap. When I say I want my own, you can get these at Walmart in their camping section, but they're only $3.99 for a plastic one. Mine is awesome and it's stainless steel. If you want to buy a stainless steel one, you can, but they're about $18. The plastic ones, I used plastic ones for years and years and years. They're great. You got a spoon on one side, you got a fork on the other. It's even got a little knife on the side, right? Right here. It's got a little knife on the side. It's not great, but hey, it works. And you've got a little knife there. So again, they say that they're going to provide eating utensils and things to eat on. But if you don't want to use their stuff, you want to buy your own. Not very much money if you want to buy your own. Okay. Let's see what else I got here. We're going to try to wrap this up soon because we got to be done at 4. All right. Sleeping pad. I mentioned to you earlier that they are going to provide a mat for you, which is great. It's not going to be very comfortable and it's not going to do much to keep rocks out of your back in the middle of the night. Something like this is going to do that. You can buy these at Walmart. They just started carrying them not too long ago. I saw them just the other day. These air up really, really great. And they fold down to that little size right there on the right. If you notice, see if they got yeah, about that size. And look, they're only $36.50. Okay. I've got one here. I've got one here. It's a Thermarest brand. The Thermarest brand, I think this was $150. Okay. It was pretty expensive. This is the Climate one. $36. Look, the Climate's actually smaller. Okay. That's partly because this one's 2.5 inches thick and this one's 2 inches thick. Okay. That's part of the reason. At the end of the day, having something with air under you is good. So again, if you want to sleep well, $36 is not too much. Then get one of these. If you don't want to spend money, don't spend money. Use one of their foam pads. It'll be fine. So just kind of keep that in mind. They will provide something for you, but if you want to bring something, that would be my recommendation is get something like that Climate brand. Okay. Again, sleeping bags. They are going to provide a sleeping bag and their sleeping bags are going to be very good. I can tell you right now that they are using Big Agnes for their sleeping bag provider. Big Agnes has some amazing sleeping bags. They're very high end. They're very, very good. Some people just don't like sleeping in someone else's sleeping bag. I get it. That's fine. They do sanitize them. They do clean them. Maybe you don't want to. That's fine. I get it. I will bring my own sleeping bag, but I've collected gear from years and years and years. If you're going to go buy a sleeping bag, this is what I recommend. This is a great bag. I've recommended it for years and years. I've had people use it for years and years. Teton is a good company. And this is a 20-degree bag. See right here, 20 degrees. That's about what you want. You want about 20 degrees. You don't want anything higher than that. You don't want a 30 degree, a 40 degree, a 50 degree, because you're going to get cold, right? So what this means is at 20 degrees, you're going to stay alive. That doesn't mean at 20 degrees, you're going to be warm. It means at 20 degrees, you're going to stay alive. So you can buy 0-degree bags too. You can buy -degree bags. I have a 0-degree bag. It was pretty expensive though. This is a great bag for $56. If you really want your own bag, go get this. It's very, very good. Now, let me be very clear. You do not need to go buy a sleeping bag. Okay? Now, if you think this is something you love and will love and want for years and years, this is a good investment. Okay. But they're going to give you one for free. Okay. Absolutely free. And it's going to be great. Okay. If you want to spend money, that's a great way to go if you want to spend money. You don't have to. Okay. Any questions yet? All right. Let's go back over here and see what else I pinned. All right. Day packs. You will need a day pack. You can do a lot of things. You can bring a backpack if you want to, but let me tell you, I've got a day pack here. Let me show it to you. This is my day pack. It's awesome. It's also Patagonia. Okay. This thing was about $100. Don't go buy this. Not unless you're going to do it for a long, long time. But I'll show you. This thing is awesome. It rolls up. Look how big this thing is. This is a full-size backpack. It's huge on the inside too. I mean, I don't know how to show you on Zoom how big this thing is, but it's huge. The back is actually padded even. And it's got a strap for your waist. Great. This thing is awesome. I can put a ton of stuff in this. Why do you need this? You need this because we're going to summit someday. You're not going to carry your big backpack. Okay. So you're going to need something to take on short little hikes here and there. All right. So my suggestion, if you don't have something already, you're not going to carry your backpack, your JanSport from school. I know nobody uses JanSport anymore. I just wanted to say JanSport, right? But I would highly suggest you getting something like this because it's $18. Okay. If you fit, this is a 16 liter. If you wanted the 24 liter, it's only $22.99. Okay. But this thing is awesome. Okay. It's a nice backpack and it folds down just like mine does into its own little pouch. In fact, I think there's a picture somewhere of the pouch. Yeah, there you go. That's how small that thing is. All right. I think it showed how much it weighed somewhere. I don't remember where it is. It weighs virtually nothing. Okay. Very small. It's got pockets. It's even got spots there on the sides to carry your Nalgene bottle or your Camelback. All right. So again, weight is your friend here as long as you can keep away from spending a lot of time on that. Yeah, Micah.
Just a tip on that. That showed several different colors on there. If you're ambiguous about the color, go for a bright one because that actually helps you be seen if you ever are needing to be seen, and it helps you not lose it in the woods. So don't go for like a camo or a dark green or earth brown or something like that. Pick
that one's great
color, and that kind of applies to a lot of your equipment.
Yep, I agree. So bright orange is great, right? Don't go with this one, please. Don't buy this one. Right. But even a blue, an aqua, something like that too. Don't get anything that's camo. Looks cool. Not helpful. Good point, Micah. Not helpful. All right. Let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about hiking shoes other than hiking. I have these. These are expensive. I don't recommend you going and buying these. But these are super, super lightweight. They pack down to nothing. I think there's even some pictures here somewhere. Like, I don't see it. Like they roll up even. Yeah, I don't see it. But here's the deal. I know people that will bring Chacos. Chacos are great. I love Chacos. I wear them all the time. You know that I wear them all the time. Chacos are heavy. And you're not wearing them to hike in. You're just wearing them around camp, right? Or if it's a deep enough stream, we may stop, take off our shoes, put on our sandals, and walk across the stream, and your feet will be colder than you want them to be, but they will not be wet whenever you put your socks back on and all that kind of stuff, right? So Tevas are actually pretty good. They're lighter weight, but some sort of a sandal would be good. There's some other brands out there that they are like closed-toed. Those are great. You can find some closed-toed stuff that's not very heavy. that would be great. Again, Goodwill for some of that kind of stuff. You can always use like flip-flops too. That would be fine. Cheap set of flip-flops work for that. Let's see. I've got one more thing pinned here. Let's see where it is. Is it here? Nope. Sorry. Oh yeah, pillow. I recommend you getting a pillow. This is $10.99. You can search inflatable backpacking pillow on Amazon and come up with this kind of stuff. I will show you. This is what I use. It's this big, right? It weighs nothing. I think it weighs like something like 2 ounces. Okay. Comes out, folds up, and it's a pillow, right? You blow this thing up. It's super easy to blow up. And it's aired up, right? Deflates really quickly. It's easy. It's awesome. It will keep you sane, right? I suggest you buy one. The other option, I've done this for years. You roll up your fleece jacket and you lay on it, okay? Really, really cheap, and it works, okay? If you don't want to go spend more money, another 10 bucks, don't go spend another 10 bucks, okay? I love mine. It's an option, okay? Let's see. Okay, the only other thing is bring some Ziploc bags, okay? Bring some Ziploc bags because you're gonna want to keep some things in Ziploc bags so that they don't get wet. Or you're gonna want to keep wet things not next to your dry things. Okay, so if you get a wet shirt or something, you're gonna want to stuff it in there so you get to base camp or wherever we're gonna be camping and dry it out then. Okay, so bring some Ziplocs. That's really all I've got as far as that stuff goes. Jessica asked, how much of a pain is it to blow some of those things up, like like the sleeping pad? Most of those are self-inflating, actually. They inflate most of the way themselves, and then 2 or 3 puffs later, and they're completely aired up. They air down very, very quickly. We will be moving camp. I think we're on the trail 5 days. I think we'll be moving camp 3 times. I think we'll go to low camp, high camp, low camp, and then back to base camp. So it's fine. No big deal. Any other questions?
So
All right,
what
guys.
about,
Go ahead.
what about like medical stuff? Because like I remember we used to carry like new skin and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll have that stuff. They'll have that
Okay.
kind of stuff. If you have medicine, they'll just carry it for us. I don't think that they let us carry that kind of stuff. So if you have medicine, no big deal. Bring it. The guides will carry that for us. But yeah, they'll have, if you get blisters, they'll have the moleskin or new skin or something like that. They'll carry all that kind of stuff. Here's the deal. If you have questions, ask me. Call me, text me, say, hey, I found this, take a picture of it, and I'll tell you whether or not I think that's a good choice or not. Okay? I got no problem doing this. Make sure that you are working out right now, walking, running, all that kind of stuff. And we'll continue to talk about that down the road. We got 3 minutes before I've got to get off of here because there's another person using this Zoom at 4. What other questions? Okay, let's see. Yeah, sometimes you can find self-inflating. Yeah, thanks, Melissa.
Can you just briefly go over like what they're doing each day, like one day travel?
Yeah. So we will go over this again, but I want to go ahead and give that to you. So we'll be traveling to Amarillo the first day, and in Amarillo we'll stay at a church, and then we will get up the next day and go to Wilderness Trek, which is in New Mexico. We'll be there mid-afternoon. The next day we will head out for that night. Actually, first night when we get there, we'll get all of our equipment together. We'll get the stuff packed. And then the first day we will head out on the trail. We will be 5 days on the trail. When we get back, we will have basically get back that evening, or that actually a lot of times we're back by mid-afternoon. We get to go take a shower for the first time. Woohoo. And then The next day we go whitewater rafting. And then when we get done whitewater rafting, we will go back to Amarillo that day. And we'll get back in Amarillo, and then we'll go eat a steak dinner probably. Then we will come back. We'll get all the way back home that day. That's kind of a brief outline. I'll give it to you way more in detail, I promise. I'll give that to you in paper form.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, y'all. Melissa, thanks for being here. Melissa is a great resource. She has done this many, many times. So feel free to call Melissa too. She will help you out as well.
I mean, if y'all need to borrow some stuff, I have a few things. I don't have a lot anymore, but I've got 2 internal frame backpacks. One is for my daughter who's about 6 feet tall. So if you're tall, you could borrow that. It's a JanSport, but it worked. It's done Colorado several times. Mine is a, oh God, I can't remember the brand. What starts with the K, Kevin, the blue
It's
one?
a Kelty.
Kelty, yeah, mine's a Kelty, but I'm short. So if you got somebody short, there's that.
Cool. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I really have to jump off here. Text me, call me if you've got further questions. I'm willing to help however I can. Love you guys. Have a great week. We'll see
Thanks,
you later.
Kevin.
Yep.
I'm living vicariously.
Good.
All right.